Hi, I'm Albert Einstein. I was born on March 14, 1879 in Olms-Wartenberg. My father was Herman Einstein, a salesman and engineer. My mother was Pauline Koch, and she ran our family household. I attended elementary school at Leupold Gymnasium in Munich, where I exceeded my studies. I had a speech difficulty at the age or when in my early childhood and did not really speak until I was at the age of 3. I loved my classical music and I also played the violin. Throughout my early childhood, I had a passion for math and science. This would become my life. My parents got me a tutor named Tolman who introduced me to a higher mathematics and philosophy. By the age of 16, I had written my first scientific paper. The investigation of the state of either in mathematic fields. I graduated from a special high school ran by Jost Winkler in Switzerland in 1896 at the age of 17. After high school, I enrolled a polytechnic institute. I liked to study on my own and would often cut classes. This earned me a lot of amusement for my professors. After grading college, it was hard to get a job. I married my first wife on January 6, 1903. We had 2 sons, one in May of 1904 named Hans Albert and the other in 1910 named Edward. In the meantime, I took a job as a clerk in the Swiss patient office where I invalid patient applications for electric devices. In my spare time, I was always studying physics on my own. I even wrote about events that had a mark on my life that provided me or proved my love for physics. One was an event with a compass at the age of 5. The other was with a geometry book that I read over and over at the age of 12. These events would lead me to the discovery of relativity. I had a theory that dealt with whether rest and motion, or relative or absolute. I studied this for many years, and later my studies would prove them to be relative. The second is the general theory of relative. This theory was a revision of Newton's theory that predicted important results for fast-moving and massive bodies. Once again, my theory would prove the theory to be relative. My theories of relativity have been confirmed and are very accurate. My theories have allowed astronomers to predict the solar eclipse of 1919, showing accurate testimonies of the light. Does a 10 pass near the sun its way to Earth? I earned the Nobel Prize in 1921 of physics for my explanation of the photoelectric effect. I am considered the most influential physicist of the 20th century. My life was not easy. My love for physics caused me to discover my first wife, and later I would marry my cousin Alyssa. Throughout my life, I worked in physics, and I completed the theory of relativity, which I considered my masterpiece. I also launched the new science of constellatory, and I also predicted the universe to be dynamic, and that also confirmed in 1930. Then on April 18th, 1955, while I was giving a speech, I suffered a abdominal aortic aneurysm and experienced internal bleeding. I refused surgery and died early the next morning on April 18th, 2055. After my death, my brain was removed, studied to see how it operated. It is now on display in a museum in Chicago. I may be dead, but my theories in physics have still lived on. This is me doing science right here. And this is me and my wife. This is my quotes of physics. And this is my death. And I'm Albert Einstein. But I'm Albert Einstein. And even though if I'm dead, my theories will still live on.